Now, one rapper got smoked for talking stupid about his op's sister, and another got taken out for digging up his op's grave. These are rappers who got killed over interviews. Starting off with Tan to God, an up-and-coming rapper from Oakland who got caught up in some real heavy stuff back in 2023. And she rolled up on Kid L's podcast when she dropped a project called X Woodpack. This joint had everyone talking, because Tan was basically claiming she smoked her ex. And that's when things got real interesting.
I be smoking on my ex. That relationship is dead. I don't never feel the shade, but I see got a shed. I ain't worried about my ex. I put that on his head. That's the thing. You know, and you know where people live. And I think about it, I'm like, you know where my loved ones live? You gotta go.
During the interview, she made it sound like she had no choice but to handle her business. Kid L even asked how she was walking free if all this was true.
Did they side with you on it? Or, how did you evade any type of consequence basically?
Well, we gonna find that out on September 23rd.
Okay. So you have to go to court and everything and handle all that basically.
After that interview dropped, the streets were buzzing. Some folks thought Tan was just capping for clout. Tan wasn't done though. She hit up off the porch to prove she wasn't playing.
I got this to be extra childish, making families mad. And oh well, because they ain't gonna do about it.
Smoking on that X Woodpack.
Oh yeah, you know it. Matter of fact, I got the smoke on this dead motherfucker as we speak. Hold up.
Fast forward to July 2024 and Tan's doing a meet and greet at a beauty supply shop in Oakland. She's performing, chopping it up with her fans, living her best life, and out of nowhere, a dude in a hoodie walks in and starts an argument. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital, but it was too late. Tan to God was pronounced dead just a few hours later. And as soon as the news broke, folks started connecting the dots back to her wild interviews and that X Woodpack project. In the end, whether Tan was really about that life or just talking tough, it cost her everything. The DMV scene was popping with OG Manman as one of their top dogs, getting respect in the streets. Him and Big Flock was tight, but that friendship went south after Manman crossed the line, messing with Flock's girl, violating the bro code. And Flock wasn't having that shit and dropped a track calling Manman a snitch. My Holly sold us off. It's up to know that put all along. And Manman turned to informant, thought that he was real. He put on a good performance. Know a player go courting. Me and my gonna be living in a fortress. I mean, that's some heavy accusation right there, putting a target on Man's back while he's locked up. But when Man got out, he came back swinging with a diss track so disrespectful, even DJ Academics called it demonic.
Back on social media, because I was thinking hell no, I ain't covering this on YouTube, and I'll tell you why. But I also said I'm not going to even tweet out the name. I'm not going to retweet it. I'm not going to put it on Instagram, and the reason why it was just too demonic. Man's on another level, dissing Flock's dead homie C. Diddy and shooting the video at his grave. He poured out Ace of Spades like it was a club night and burned C. Diddy's pic. The disrespect was off the charts. Stop playing with me, talking about I'm snitching. Rest in peace to Lil Chris, yeah. I know they miss him. Don't trip. His whole squad gonna lay there with him. I'm not a real rapper, I'm a real live hitter. Shoot it down and throw the body in the river. I'm not a real rapper, I'm a grave digger. Throw his ass off a bridge like they did C. Diddy. And he doubled down on the disrespect in an interview with Cutthroat TV.
You, Big Flock, the video, controversy behind the video.
Man, no Big Flock, man. He's a big no Big Flock, man. You see with that he ain't me. So, I had to go on him like I went on him. It's simple.
The karma's real, man, and what goes around does come around. And one night, Man got a call to hit up a cookout on F Street in Southeast. And the next thing you know, he's getting shot up, and just like that, he was gone. The streets went quiet, no one talking to the cops. They offered 25 racks for info, but ain't nobody snitching here. Some pointed fingers at Big Flock, others whispering about a backdoor setup by Man's own crew over them snitch allegations. Anyways, a few months later, cops raided Flock's spot, finding heat, drugs, and cash. Without proof on Man's death, they hit Flock with gun and drug charges. He copped a plea and got 45 months. 1 minute you're on top, the next you're 6 feet under, all over some street drama and some diss track. And speaking of rappers catching heat over some interviews here, let's talk about how this next rapper situation went sideways. BTB Savage out here doing his thing when this local rapper kept hitting him up for a feature. Now one night they finally do link up, but things go sideways real quick. The rapper and his homie Omar Richardson roll up to Savage's spot, looking mad sus.
We go inside the crib, and then they just talking and like looking around. That's why I figured it was kind of weird they looking around when they first walk in my crib, like going like that.
Turns out it was a trap. Omar pulled the hammer trying to rob Savage for his ice, but Savage wasn't going out like that, and he and Omar get into this scrap, with Savage's girl jumping in and popping off shots. It was wild, man, and Savage and his girl managed to come out on top. Omar ended up catching the fade, and Savage bounced to the hospital with a busted elbow.
She got down shaking and I'm looking at her, I'm like, shoot him. So like, well, I swing my hip under him like that to put him on top of me, all the way on top of me. And then she's popping him in the back twice.
The whole thing blew up online. Savage beat the case in self-defense and did this interview with Flat TV that went viral. This guy was talking hard, not worried about any payback.
His people are gonna try to come back? Or is it one of those situations where everyone just kind of accepts that, hey?
But I'm gonna get active, that's all it is. And it is what it is. It's on the floor, it'll be smoke forever, to be honest.
Right, so you've now moved out of that apartment, right?
Yeah.
Savage would take it to another level, posting pics on Twitter flexing in the same spot where Omar got smoked. That's some next level disrespect, but just 2 hours after posting those pics, Savage was cruising in his Benz when two shooters pull up and let it rain.
The gunman, identified as 40-year-old Montrell Burley, he's charged with killing a rapper sitting in a white Mercedes.
Some folks say the interview got him touched, others blame the disrespectful pics. Either way, his cockiness caught up with him. Now speaking of rappers who invite their own death, we gotta talk about how dissing his op's mama got this next rapper killed. Boulevard Quick fresh out of the pen in 2018, and he was going hard with the music scene. In August, he was dropping tracks like Never Lacking. And it wouldn't be just the bars that caught attention.
That pussy ass shot that nut in your mama. Pull up. Pull out here. You know, TBG Gorilla Gang. Long live G Money. I'ma talk my shit. Ass nigga.
Quick wasn't holding back, dissing Youngboy, TBG, G Money, the whole crew. He was wilding out, not even thinking about consequences. And that's when Youngboy's mom steps in, bringing more heat. She went on live and dissed Fredo Bang, a known Youngboy op, and Boulevard Quick.
Fredo Bang and Quick wants to get Youngboy. Fredo Bang and Boulevard slow. Let me see.
But Quick wasn't hearing that and clapped back at Youngboy's mom.
Man. Yeah, man. Youngboy mom. Tell me about that bitch. That bitch eat a big long.
That's when things got twisted, because you don't mess with a man's mama, especially not in this game. Youngboy was seeing red after that. And just a few weeks later, in November 2018, the streets caught up with Quick. Cops found his body in the parking lot of his own apartment complex. It was a wrap for Quick, just like that. But Quick ain't the only rapper to get murked over something disrespectful, because this next rapper caught a fade by being disrespectful to O-Block's dead legend. You see, back in 2020, FBG Cash thought he was being slick. He rolled up to King Von's mural, snapping pics like it was nothing. And if you know anything about the Chicago drill scene, you know that's asking for trouble. Cash, feeling himself, hit no jumper to chop it up with Adam 22 about this little stunt. He's running his mouth, talking about some convo he supposedly had with Lil Durk before pulling this move.
What kind of conversation were you having before he told you to go take this photo?
Me, him, go over there and do that and see what happened to you. I'm outside right now.
You hit him up?
Yeah.
Now Durk and Von, they were tight, so Cash is disrespecting Von's memory, like spitting right in O-Block's face. Durk wasn't about to let this slide, so he comes back with a track, rapping. Sneaking pics by Von mural like Lil Bro won't come out and spin. Now guys, this ain't just a bar. That's a whole threat laid out for everyone to hear. In the rap game, sometimes threats stay on wax, but in Chi-Town, they take that to heart. And just like clockwork, 3 months after Durk's track drops, FBG Cash catches a fade he can't bounce back from.
Well-known Chicago area rapper was killed in a drive-by shooting early this morning in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood. 31-year-old Tristan Hamilton was shot multiple times.
And just like that, Cash becomes another name in a long list of dead rappers in the Chicago drill scene. But if you thought what Cash did was crazy, this next rapper really lived up to his name Bloodhound, and it finally caught up to him. Lil Jeff was one of them rappers keeping it 100, always ready to put in work when his ops stepped wrong. So Jeff's out here kicking it with DJ UTV, rapping about his life. And DJ's asking if anyone ever took something from him. And Jeff starts talking about some fools who jacked his watches and dice.
Have someone ever tried to take like some of your belongings from you?
Now listen, I ain't gonna lie. A did run off on me before. I will tell you that. They did what they did.
Now what Jeff didn't know was that his words were about to set off a chain reaction. You see, the two young bloods who ran off with his shit, talking about Robert Boston and Ontario Williams, thought they was hard. These high schoolers started flexing Jeff's gear on the gram, not knowing they just signed their own death warrant.
Gunmen opened fire on a group of high schoolers on their lunch break from class, killing 2 of them in the middle of downtown Chicago.
Tonight, we are learning more about the victims of today's shooting in the Loop. This is Ontario Williams and Robert Boston.
Ooh, the streets was buzzing, all fingers pointing at Lil Jeff, of course, and this dude, he ain't even tried to hide it. He hops on IG Live basically admitting he just smoked 2 dudes for messing with him. And Jeff takes it further, posting on IG about having 10 hats, hinting at 10 bodies, with the last 2 being graduation caps. Cold-blooded. In his tracks, Jeff keeps going. On 333, he spits bars about time being up for them who took his watches. Then ran off with them watches. You should have knew that time was up. And on his biggest hit, he talking about consequences for his actions. Them did what they did and had to pay the consequences. But the game Jeff was playing was dangerous. All that flexing and self-snitching puts a target on his back, duh. And June 8th, 2024, it catches up with him. Jeff and his crew try to put in the work on an op in their hood. Surveillance shows Jeff jumping out, guns blazing. Things go left real quick. Jeff followed his target into a house, not knowing someone else was waiting inside. Next thing you know, shots ring out and Jeff catches between 12 to 19 bullets. His crew dips out but comes back for him, rushing him to the hospital. But it was too late. Lil Jeff's time was up, another casualty in the cycle of street violence. But at least Lil Jeff was standing on business. This next genius was disrespecting an ex-homie's sister. NBA Youngboy and G-Money, 2 homies turned ops. Now they used to be tight, but when Youngboy caught a bid, G-Money started flexing with the other side. That's cold shit. But what he did next was straight ice. In 2017, G-Money sat down with Say Cheese and spilled some tea on their relationship and beef.
You know, years prior.
Yeah, that little like my little partner, he used to be like my little brother. He stayed with me and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like doing his own thing, getting him a little buzz, getting a little money. He just got the big head and just started like in it, like the feelings he been feeling probably deep down inside that he was scared to put out. He let that out once he got a name and got from down here.
He was talking about his past with Youngboy, but then he drops a bomb.
Not really. He mad about his sister too though.
About his sister?
Yeah, I had a long time ago. He wasn't really tripping on it back then though, you know what I'm saying? He be calling me big brother and shit. I guess he just let that fame and shit get to his head. Now he feel like he just this new whoever he supposed to be, whoever he called himself.
Yeah, Youngboy spoke on that later in a track called Poor One, spitting bars about how G-Money went from big bro to big op over what went down with his sister. Remember smoking weed with your little brother? Matter of fact, I used to call you my big brother. Then you did some foul, had my sister, then threw it in my face in front of the people on Insta. Now G-Money's stock was rising, but he wasn't playing it smart. He kept popping off at Youngboy and his crew, talking about how he's still in the same studio, same whips, like he was untouchable. But the beef got hot real soon, and one night after laying down tracks in the studio, G-Money stepped out at around 1 a.m., but he didn't know someone was waiting in the cut. Shots ring out, and G-Money ends up checking out. But there was another rapper stirring up trouble in Chicago, and he was about to learn the same hard lesson about running your mouth in these streets. Shooters Shells was a name ringing bells in Chi-Town, known for repping Black Mob and dropping heat that had the streets talking. His track Death of 150 blew up, and in it, he went hard at the whole No Limit 150 crew, one of Black Mob's main ops.
Lil Herb, Bazo, Bido, Rock, Simo, Pistol Peef, Kobe, in that order. Cap, Capo, whatever the y'all want to call him, the whole 150, whoever dead or alive. The ops.
Shell wasn't playing around. He was taking shots at big names in the game, both on the streets and in the industry. Some folks thought he was just chasing clout, but Shells had a different story to tell. In an interview with E-Man, Shells broke it down.
You know, it's rap beef. Once my name, we go at it. You feel me? Because, you know, we really into it. It ain't like this just some odd never heard of. This you know, we into it.
Oh, he made it clear it wasn't some fresh beef for the gram. It was deep-rooted street stuff that had been brewing for a minute.
Motherfuckers always fighting, bad blood, and then as we got older, high school, and then motherfuckers started playing with guns, people started dying, or somebody got shot, and ain't nobody gonna let that go.
But in the streets, when you speak loud, sometimes the response ain't words, it's bullets. And for Shells, the response came in a brutal way. July 2017, the Auburn Gresham neighborhood got lit up. 3 dudes hopped out a white Nissan on the 8100 block, and it was lights out for Shells. They caught him slipping and let off, hitting him multiple times in the head and body. But Shells wasn't the only rapper to catch heat from not knowing when to lay low and let it go. Youngblood Lil JoJo from the south side of Chicago repping Brick Squad set under the Gangsta Disciples. First, he wasn't on that rap tip, but when Lil Durk dropped L's anthem dissing his squad in 2012, JoJo clapped back with that mic. April 27th, 2012, JoJo drops BDK, 300K, flipping Chief Keef's Every Day into a straight diss track aimed at the whole Black Disciples crew, Keef, Reese, Durk, all of them.
Durk safe Brick Squad, so I can't wait to catch him. Let's get it. Squeeze this f***ing 40. Now they got him on a stretcher. JoJo, Brick Squad, D-Block, we hella reckless.
The track blew up, and JoJo had his ticket into the rap game. He kept the disses coming, dropping Tied Up and a remix of Yo Gotti's I Got That Sack. In that joint, he went hard.
Catch him in traffic with Lil Reese's, man, they gon' feel this Mac. BDK, that's my team and my city got my back. Went to school with these, that don't mean sh**. They'll knock them out. You should have seen that.
JoJo kept it going. He would take shots at King David, the BD's founder, in the outro. And that move had the whole city hot, turning JoJo into one of the most notorious GDs in Chicago. Still riding that wave, JoJo hits up a TP radio interview, flexing about how he wasn't done with the 300K disses.
I see it doing numbers right now on YouTube and everything right now. And then your next track came out that we spent today with the Tied Up. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
But on September 4th, 2012, JoJo's mouth wrote a check his body couldn't cash. He dropped his location on Twitter, tagging Lil Reese, basically daring him to pull up. JoJo out riding bikes with his homies on 69th Street when a whip rolls up and lets off. JoJo got hit and goes down, dying later at the hospital. Streets be talking that Lil Reese might have been behind it, given their back and forth beef. Chief Keef even hopped on Twitter to clown, saying JoJo wanted to just be like him. The cops questioned Reese and Keef, but couldn't pin anything on him. A year later, JoJo's big bro Swag hinted that whoever did his lil bro dirty wasn't breathing no mo. But none of these rappers crossed the line of disrespect this next rapper did while dissing his op. YBC Dole was one of them dudes who took the beef to a whole nother level. We talking about a cat who wasn't just content on dissing with wax. This fool goes out and digs up his op's grave. And to make it worse, he hits No Jumper in May and just went off on all his ops.
I got some too though. All ops, CCK, LMG, 56th Street, Belmont, y'all never got back. No, 44 CB taming y'all.
The wildest part, he took that grave digging stunt and put it in his track How to Step. That's that kind of move that gets the streets talking, and not in a good way.
Niggas fucking dirt up. Hey yo, where the fuck Connie at, yo? Connie, where the fuck you at? Ah!
Just the day before things went left, Brandon Buckingham drops an interview with Dole. In it, Dole's running his mouth about how he and his crew were really putting in work on the ops.
bro. It's not like you gonna get shot down here, bro. Like with that shit I be talking about in my reps, bro. That shit, bro, go listen to it. Everybody getting shot. Mom, dad, sisters, brothers. We proving a point. It is no talking. It's on site every time.
It's funny. I just jammed a nigga on this block the other day.
We really killed a lot of though. Like, it's not here no more, bro. The hood dry, bro.
Dole was out here bragging about how he had the whole hood on lock. According to him, nobody, not even his ops, was stepping outside, because he and his gang were terrorizing the block.
Door right here.
It just was open.
Will Smith on these joints right here.
Wait, Will Smith owns them?
Yeah, he's from West Philadelphia. Will Smith went to Overbrook High School. He went to my school, West Philadelphia.
But see, in the game, all that talk comes with a price. And on August 23rd, 2024, Dole's past would catch up with him. He was sitting at a stoplight in Philly when a whip pulls up and lets off 5 rounds.
The sound coming from this surveillance video, and it shows the moments someone in a white Hyundai Santa Fe pulled alongside an SUV and opened fire.
His homie tried to get him to the hospital, but it was too late. Dole ends up checking out. In the streets, your words can get you killed, just as quick as your actions. He should have known better, especially seeing how many of his homies went out the same way. All that dissing and flexing might get you views and clout, but what's the point if you have a target on your back? In the end, the streets always collect their debts.